Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to A Course in Miracles, followed by Chanting for Change. And I put up this background because, yes, indeed, it did start snowing tonight. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get that car out with all that snow. Anyway, for the moment, we're going to stay present in the moment. We are going to begin our discussion on A Course in Miracles. I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Karen Palmer. Hi, Karen.
Hi.
And Karen always gets us going in a really good way, going into our hearts. So Karen, would you please do that for us tonight?
This is a beautiful, beautiful message for all of us to remember. So we can take a nice moment to just...
Oh, she went away.
You did.
Was I unmuted? Was I muted?
Yeah, I was muting everybody so we could hear you really well, and I must have hit yours by accident.
Okay, so I was just saying that we join each other in our heart, the one universal heart, and the one universal mind. And we bring this beautiful, loving awareness to all the beings across the universe. We're going to allow this to just really drop into our heart and let us hear these words of comfort from pure presence as we step into that all-knowing certainty of absolute security. What could you not accept if you but knew that everything that happens, all events, past, present, and to come, are gently planned by one whose only purpose is your good? Perhaps you have misunderstood his plan, for he would never offer pain to you. But your defenses did not let you see his loving blessings shining in every step that you ever took. While you made plans for death, he led you gently to eternal life. There's just a comfort in that. There's just a real comfort in those words. And I feel that they are for all people right now, because so many people are wondering, why is this happening this way? Why is it happening this way? Why did it happen that way? If we could just know that everything is happening perfectly, and just trust and fall back into that knowing and certainty of that pure presence, that frequency, that frequency of pure presence. You know, we have all these different words for God, but to me, it's just being in that pure presence of everyone's essence, of the absolute, and seeing that in everyone and everywhere and everything, in the beautiful flowers, and in the amazing sky, in our animals, in our friends, you know, just seeing that, and knowing that. I love that. What could you not accept if you but knew everything that happens was for your good? And yeah, we might have misunderstood a little bit, right? And thought that some of it was painful. And we see our loved ones in pain, and we don't understand, and we want to help, and we want to make things easier. But just knowing that pure presence has got our back and is taking care of all the details, you know, and we can just relax in that.
Love that, Karen. And I love this message so much. What I love even more is seeing everyone grow from the very first discussion that we had about this book, A Course in Miracles, and how we've now come to this point to realize these lessons that we're in now. We're creating the reality around us. And I know that sometimes is a hard lesson, but knowing who is at the helm, who is helping us to understand this more fully. And I was reading in Course in Miracles Made Easy by Alan Cohen, and he was talking about, in a dream, we might be having a nightmare, we might be having a bad dream about something that's happening. In his illustration, there was a bear, and there was danger from this big bear. And so he wakes up, and then he has another dream, and there's a lot of bears, and they're all like after him. And so he's saying, which one has the most danger? Which one of these two dreams do you feel like there was the most danger involved? And the answer, of course, is that it's the same, whether we're creating one bear, or we're creating a world full of bears that are all ready to attack us. It's all the same. And the Course teaches us that there's no lesser than or greater than with miracles, just like there's no lesser than or greater than with anything that we create in our reality. It all just is. And that's where we've been going with it being neutral, right? We've gotten to that point now where we understand those things that are there, wars, famine, poverty, whatever it might be. There's no lesser than or greater than. It's all the same. And to me, that when you can get to that place of 0 point, in that place of neutrality, then you're really able to understand what we are and what we're all about. And I had the Peapod discussion this afternoon, and Marbeth Dunn was on. I love Marbeth so much. And she was sharing that, you know, we think that this is real. We think this, we can touch, we can feel, we can hold, you know, our bodies. But really, basically, they're just a hologram. They're not real. They're just energy. And they're built on atoms, and atoms break down to something less than an apple seed. So our concept of reality is what we're working on. That's what this whole course is all about. And I love this whole lesson. So if I could, I want to just share what Alan had to say, because he's talking again about using the analogy of a dream, that we're all having this dream, right? And he's saying, who must wake up first? A dreamer dreams that all the characters in his dream must wake up before he can wake up. This brilliant description of the illusion of separation unveils by contrast the express route to enlightenment. The ego cites endless prerequisites for inner peace. There is always some change that must take place in the outer world, especially in the behavior of other people, before you can relax, feel safe, or be happy. Your husband must quit drinking. Your wife must curb her shopping. The kids need to get better grades, right? The guy next door better quit yelling at his kids when you're trying to sleep. Lose 10 pounds would render you sufficiently attractive to meet your soulmate. But when is that all going to set into you, to your thinking, that none of that is going to make you happy? None of that is real. It's all our ego trying to say, give us something to be distracted by so that we chase that rabbit or we chase that shiny object. So this lesson to me is one of the more important lessons that we're going to get, that I see no neutral things. And so when we look at something, what are we assigning it a value of? What are we looking at it as dangerous or enticing or whatever that dream is? And we got to wake up from that dream. That's what they're telling us. Change your story and change your life. Right? And Karen, I just love that whole message of this one. And I know there's certain ones that really you resonate with and that strike you. And this one is really, really, I think, a very powerful one that we're going into lesson 17.
This one is a really good, I see no neutral things. This idea is another step in the direction of identifying cause and effect as it really operates in the world. You see no neutral things because you have no neutral thoughts. It is always the thought that comes first, despite the temptation to believe that is the other way around. This is not the way the world thinks, but you must learn that it is the way, the way that you think, way that you should try to think. If it were not so, perception would have no cause and would itself be the cause of reality. In view of this highly variable nature, this is hardly likely. In applying today's idea, say to yourself with eyes open, I see no neutral things because I have no neutral thoughts. Then look about you, resting your glance on each thing that you note long enough to say, I do not see a neutral blank because my thoughts about blank are not neutral. For example, you might say, I do not see a neutral wall because my thoughts about walls are not neutral. I do not see a neutral body because my thoughts about bodies are not neutral. As usual, it is essential to make no distinctions between what you believe to be inanimate and inanimate, pleasant or unpleasant. Regardless of what you may believe, you do not see anything that is really alive or really joyous. That is because you are unaware as yet of any thought that is really true and therefore really happy. 3 or 4 specific practice periods are recommended, and no less than 3 are required for maximum benefit. Even if you experience resistance, however, if you do, the length of the practice period may be reduced to less than a minute or so. That is otherwise recommended. So that's what we'll be doing.
Awesome. And I've been doing that some today, and it's like, this is so powerful, you guys. It really is.
How did everybody do with the neutral thoughts yesterday? I mean today. How did you feel with the neutral thoughts?
I didn't know if you wanted to unmute us, Teri, because we're all muted.
Oh, no, you can go ahead. You can unmute yourself.
Okay. These two are harder for me.
Okay.
I mean, I understand them logically, but to actually practice them, I don't like them.
That's real.
And that's what she says, right? That's what they said right in there is, you know, we don't have to like them.
That's true. And I'm okay with not seeing anything and not saying what an object is, but this neutral thing is a little harder for me.
Thank you for sharing. That's really good to know. Like I feel the same way. I'm still, you know, I'm still letting things be neutral and asking for guidance and the prompts to follow to see more neutrally so that I can see more neutrality. Because I am a person who grew up with a lot of right, wrong, good, bad, all reward, punishment, you know, kind of that was a conditioning that was, there was no neutrality talk about neutral stuff. I remember, you know, even reading the word neutral and saying, what does that mean exactly? How do I do that? So anyway, glad that we can share in that together, Sharon, because, you know, what's so wonderful about doing these together in this way is we can just be totally transparent with each other and just, you know, have that place where it's just safe to say, you know what, I don't understand this world. I have never understood it. I have tried my hardest to fit in and to be what I thought other people wanted me to be. And it has not worked for me. So I'm very open to trying this.
Yes.
Yes, that's what's important. And yeah, and I'm so happy, Sharon, that you said what you did, because we have people on. Christina's with us, Christina Leftwich. Hello. And she says, me too, Sharon. And says it is weird. And yeah, it will seem strange. But doesn't everything, when we start learning something new and we start making a change in our life, doesn't it take a minute for us to say, oh, I don't know about this. I'm not too sure about this idea. But the more we embrace it and be open to it, and that's what Karen's talking about, that willingness to allow our mind to go to possibilities. And we live in a world of endless possibilities. I'm curious to hear what Auntie Jean has to say about this neutrality stuff.
You know, I think I'm having problems with it too. You know, how do you know when your mind is neutral? Because you keep who's going where? I don't.
Sharon had to leave. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're realizing now from our studies that we have minds that are built on illusions. And so those illusions call to you. So you want to be neutral, you try to be neutral. How can you tell when you truly are being neutral? And I would like, if I could just read this card, I thought that was, especially the front part, really helped me. These are affirmation cards from the Course in Miracles. And it says, I rule my mind, which I alone must rule. And that really sunk into me, that I have to realize that I rule my mind. And so only me, but on the back, which is so beautiful, it says, Father, my mind is open to your thoughts and closed today to every thought but yours. I rule my mind and offer it to you. Accept my gift, for it is yours to me. So that's, I think, one way to think, to see how you're being neutral, is if you're taking in those thoughts from the divine or God or whatever you call them. If you are open to that, then the chances are you're being much more neutral than paying attention to the illusions. And so that's kind of where I am right now.
Perfect sense. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a really great way to express it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Charlie, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, well, when I was doing the exercise, I was going through thoughts and everything, and then I was just going to, to God and to prayer, and then I didn't have any thoughts. It was like, wow, there's no thoughts. I'm like, so I was just going, I was just going into prayer, and there were no thoughts. It was like everything was falling away. Like, it was like, wow, look at that. I'm like, and I guess if you always come from the love and peace, it's, I guess that's what it's all about,
And what a beautiful place to be, to just let everything fall away and not follow it, not follow the breadcrumbs to see where it's going. But
I had one or two thoughts, and then I just went to prayer, and it was like, there's no more thoughts. Like, oh my God. It was like, oh wow. Yeah, it was like you could see it falling away. It was like, yeah.
I love Suzanne's comment. Suzanne says, we can't overthink the lessons. Thank you for jerking us back into reality, Suzanne.
Right.
We can't overthink these, you guys. We can't try to analyze with our head. That's not going to work, because that's what we've been doing to bring us to this place we're at, right? So, yeah, just do that. Just let the thoughts flow away, just like what Charlie was explaining. Just let them go to the wayside and don't follow them. Don't go down that trail after them to say, what were you all about? What were you doing in my head? Nope. It's just say, okay, I'm just going to sit with this, and then watch the beauty of it. Watch it unfold.
Right.
Yeah. The more during the day, my thoughts go away. I don't have all those thoughts I always used to have, just one right after another, and it's always something I had to do or something I didn't do. But at night I dream crazy. It goes wild at night. My dreams have become so real. It's just been amazing. It's been so different. I don't know if that's good or bad. Has anyone else had that experience?
It's good or bad. It just is.
It is.
Yeah.
Whatever you think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been amazing. Yeah.
It's what was meant for you.
Mm.
It's where that serenity comes in, you know, when we have that quiet in our mind and we are empty in our mind and the emptiness comes, that's where the freedom is. You know, when we empty our mind and we're letting go of all the meaningless thoughts that have been, you know, occupying all of our space, then the real thoughts can come through and we can feel those that eternal perfect love, that eternal life. We can feel the eternal oneness and the connection with all that is. And it's, you know, just letting go of the thoughts that don't mean anything, to have space for the loving and kind thoughts that can fill our mind and give us, you know, gentle prompts to guide us to the next light step. The next light step. What's the next light step? You know, I ask that all the time. What is my next light step? A lot of times it is just to sit, be still. Just sit and be still.
And not overthink. So yeah, this was a great lesson tonight. Christina says, my takeaway is that my thoughts are never neutral, always shaping and designing everything I experience. Everything that's around us, we create. So absolutely.
Yeah, and when we bring awareness to that, then we can stop the thought. We can stop the process. But when we're on the hamster wheel and we don't realize we're on a hamster wheel, you know, it's a completely different ball game. So when when we're starting to realize and we're having that awareness, we can easily watch the thoughts and watch them float by, like Charlie said, you know, just having no engagement with them, just and before you know it, you don't have any more, because they just dissipate, and all the false and all the illusions, they all just dissolve.
Yeah, Suzanne says, I'm floating through the lessons. Remember, it's supposed to be fun, but I take it serious. Yeah, we're taking the course seriously, but we're also supposed to have fun with every part of our life. We're here to have fun. So thank you for that. Thank you all for joining in tonight. And like I said, I'm going to be doing more and more of this lesson, because I really do. I feel like it's starting to all fall into place, and it's all starting to make more sense. So
I'm starting to get excited about the next lesson and the next lesson. You know, I just feel so full. I just want it to come.
Yeah. Kathy says, I've been known to answer neutral a lot on certain surveys. Yeah, sometimes those answers don't fit, do they? It's like, no, I'm not going to go to any of those questions and the answers to them, because I'm going to be neutral. So thank you. Thank you all who joined in. We are going to go into our chanting part. It's yoga night, so we got to stay on track tonight with the time. Sure. And so I'm going to go in and turn it off of the private group where we're live streaming. And we're going to go into our first chant, which is Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. So we'll see you all tomorrow that just joined in for the course discussion. Thank you so much for being here. We love you. And Karen, would you talk about our first chant, please?
Yes, so this is where we're going to chant 3 times slow, and then we'll chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Yeah. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number. And then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in a short meditation on freedom. Then we'll go into our second chant. So we declare that all obstacles be removed.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
We declare that all barriers, conflicts, and violence be removed.
Om Ganapataye Namaha.
And we declare that all illusions and illness be removed. Om
Om
Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Ganapataye
Ganapataye Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha. Namaha. Pay Namaha.
Om Gam
Pay Namaha.
Ganapataye
Say Namaha. Namaha.
Om Gan
Ganapay Namaha.
Namaha. Om Gan
Say Namaha. Hey Namaha. Say Namaha. Say Namaha. Say Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Say
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam
Hey
Ganapataye
Namaha.
Namaha. Om Gam
Say Namaha.
Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapay ha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha. Ganapataye Namaha. Ganapay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
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 Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.
Ganapay
Om Gam
Namaha.
Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam 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 Ganapataye Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapay
Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
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 Namaha.
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye 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 Namaha.
Gam Ganapataye
Pay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay
Om Gam Ganapataye
Pay Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha.
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye
Om Gam Ganapataye
Ganapataye Namaha. Maha. Namaha.
Let's go into our heart center with the breath. So just pull that beautiful energy into your heart. And when you do, just observe. Just step back for a moment and see how you have let go. With this chant, we have the opportunity to release, and we can release any thought of any holding us back, tethering us down to the 3D world. We just let it go and let it flow away from us, and we float upward in our vibration to that higher realm where we know that miracles are everywhere and everything is possible. And that's where we are now. We are at Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, the miracle chant. And Karen, would you talk about that? And I'll type the words in.
Yes, so this is where we're going to chant 3 times slow, and then we're going to chant 108 times all together as our beautiful family. Beautiful Auntie Jean will let us know when we get to that magic number, and then beautiful Teri Angel will lead us in the next part of our session. So we declare that all are accepting, aligning, allowing, and awake. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all are happy and healthy. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. We declare that all live in peace and harmony and are open and ready to receive miracles. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Myoho Renge Kyo. Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo.
Kyo.
Wait,
Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. 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 Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho 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 Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. Nam Renge Kyo. Nam Myoho 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 Renge Kyo.
Let's go back into our hearts again. Breathe right in that beautiful energy of love, of compassion, just wanting the very best for everyone that's on our planet. So just hold that in your heart, hold the compassion and the love. We're going to chant 3 times Om, which is the cosmic sound of God, and then stay in your hearts for just a moment to do the heart-brain coherence, and then stay there another moment to give that love away. So take a deep breath in, and let's begin the chanting of Om. Om. Dig a little deeper in our heart, really finding that love in there, the love of yourself, the love of others, the love of God. And that's what we want to send forward into the world. To send that peace that passes all understanding, and pray that it reaches every heart that needs to see that light tonight. So breathe in love and breathe out love. Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. May the peace that we send forward flow like a river throughout our entire world. Let all of Gaia feel it, and everyone that's stepping on Gaia's back, whether it be human, animal, all of nature and all of the waterways. We send the energy of peace, and we speak peace over our world. Om Shanti. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that was here. Marlene did join us. Hi, little miracle, Marlene. So glad you're here. And every night we make a declaration that there is peace on earth. And Christine, would you guide us in this tonight?
Yeah, I am on the read the prayer that if peace on earth and be kind to everyone else and be cheerful. 1, 2, 3.
We declare
Prayer.
that there is peace on earth.
No.
And
we
we
declare
Yeah.
that peace inside of us. To be kind,
So it is.
And be kind.
And be kind.
always be kind. Thank you, Chris.
Forever and ever.
But amen.
Amen.
Charlie?
Yes, we've been doing this for 960 days now.
Ooh.
We've been doing this as a group known as
The peace for peace.
For peace.
Yes, we are.
NTG.
And you know, guys, I'm a P, and Terry's a P, and Charlie's a P, and
Yeah.
Karen's a P, and Chris is a terrific P. Wouldn't you
Yeah.
like to be a pea too?
And Marley.
And Marlene's a P.
And Marlene's a
pea.
pea. There's a lot of peas.
There are
That's
a lot
why
of
we
P's, and
know there's
Katie's a
peas on it.
P, and Sunny's a P, and we have little
Yeah.
P dogs, Harry and Ringo.
And Wyatt's a pea.
So wouldn't you all like to be a P too? Come join us, because we sing it loud and clear every night so that it's ringing through the hills, which are alive with the sound
With
of
the
chants.
chanting.
And we know that peace is coming around the corner when we chant, right?
Yeah.
And put smiles on our faces. And Miss Gracie, if you're listening, we love you so much and we missed you tonight. So we are going to leave everyone. It is yoga night, and Karen's going to go see Yogi and Boo Boo.
Yeah.
So stay in your hearts and stay blessed, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. And we leave you with
Namaste.
thank you, everyone who joined in tonight. What a beautiful, amazing night this was. We love you so much. Bye, everybody.
See you
Bye.
tomorrow.